Had to take care of some stuff this morning, but now we're ready to go. Let me share this with other people. I want to make sure the audio is good as well. Let me share this with the Discord. If you aren't already a member, you should totally join. So, what's going on? I am eating scrambled eggs. So we got a new game that was shared in our Facebook group. Again, I just want to make sure the audio's okay. I kind of changed the levels a bit after listening to the stream yesterday. Okay, it sounds a lot better than normal, I think. What's up, Kessels? Hey, sorry that you had a little delay in your game, but it all works out for a reason, I'm sure you know. Kessels is working on Undead Eatery, which is inspired by the gameplay of games like Diner Dash, but it's got this online mode and it's going to come for mobile eventually. I'm hoping to play it on one of our big Monday streams. I want to keep focusing on making that a bigger stream, and I've had developers who say they'll help promote the stream, and I can give away like promo codes and stuff like that. So my goal is to keep making that bigger, and then maybe you could be a part of that stream sometime, unless you just want me to play it sometime. All right. It seems like a cool mechanic, like the Marvel mechanic, but it's like more action oriented. I shared a video I made about Monsters Expedition. Got removed from some of the Facebook groups because the other Facebook groups kind of suck, honestly. I think they're biased against mobile games, to be honest. Like, mine got removed, but other YouTube videos that review games, legitimately review games, they are allowed to prosper. It makes no sense. Kessel says he's fixing 2 bugs, and then we work on online mode. That sounds really exciting. He must be excited. Yeah, how you doing, Kessels? Are you feeling like optimistic about your game? Are you feeling good? Are you in good spirits? How are you doing? We played this game on the stream. Thought it was super interesting, the mechanic. We had some feedback about the progression of it all and stuff. Android One, a public group. Interesting. Let's see if Merge has been updated. Most of the time working out some ideas for the game at the moment. Cool. That makes sense as like the designer and leader of the project or whatever. It makes sense that you're working on the ideas. That's a lot of the people. Some people underestimate the importance of the ideas. You know, like when I was in school, everyone always said like the ideas don't matter. It's the execution. And I think it's so silly to say the ideas don't matter, because some ideas are better than others. There's good ways to design games and bad ways to design games. So to say ideas don't matter is really silly. And the companies that don't focus on the ideas and the design of their games and just focus on the execution, they're not going to be around for very long. So awesome to hear you're thinking through everything. Really excited to see the game so I can like give you my thoughts. I love giving feedback on games, you know. Okay, no update yet. I'm gonna play it once the update's out. I'm back in 30. Cool, see you, Kessels. Some people want to join the group. I'm just gonna add them really quick. If you can, you should totally join mobile game dev. Approve. Got a couple more members this morning. Mobile game dev is going to be the greatest group for mobile game developers, in my opinion. We're up to 128 members. Or is it more? We got the big 130. So we're on the path to 200 members in the mobile game group. I think as we keep growing, we'll get, you know, more and more feedback. So that's a good comment I saw there. Some of these posts don't get much feedback, but I do see occasionally people commenting. Still really focused on this group. That's why every Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time we do this big stream where we play some games in the community, etc. And my goal is for this Monday stream, I want everyone that's involved to tune in on Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we just give like feedback. So maybe we'll have like a list of games to play that from other indie developers, and my hope is that we eventually all play each game. So we'll download the game, we'll play it in the chat, and me and myself will all give feedback on the game, have a discussion about it. Hopefully we'll all give it 5 stars, you know, and then we'll go to the next game. So that way we kind of all help each other out. We all give each other a little exposure, a little feedback. So I think that would be, it's kind of like the end goal for the Monday stream and this group in general. I'm just gonna start coding. I'm in classes. Yes, I'm starting a little late, and also in my experience, Fridays seem to be a A little less popular for streaming on my stream. But that's okay. I'm going to take this time to just work on the game a bit. Right now I'm working on integrating videos into my game. So let me show you. New emoji. We open it, and then it loads a video. So I want to replicate this process for loading a video, and allow them to open up videos at any time when they're playing the game. They could hit the video button, and they could open up like a tutorial or a video of me talking about the game, and it'll embed it from YouTube. So I'm pretty sure that counts as a YouTube view, Mattman was saying. And then they can play the game or edit levels while watching me talk about how to make levels. So I think that could make a cool experience. This is just like a little test video I made. So I need to film some more videos because after every world I want to have a video where I introduce the concept of the next world. Something I'm working on. Looks like I need to update this texture, it's pretty blurry. One second. Alright, let me pull up the code. So we need to find, what is this freaking pop-up? Is it world elements? Okay, I think this is the page. I just don't know where the video is being opened. World element layer. Is there any call for the video here? So after I hit OK, then it replaces it. It adds the new elements. But it doesn't look like it adds the video, so it must be taking place somewhere else. This is world element layer. So let's go to main container. Let's find open world element layer. Okay, here it is. Close world map after completion. So it closes the map. And then after that, it calls this open element layer. I just don't see where it's opening the video. It's so weird. Open video. That's not what I'm looking for. These are functions that allow me to move the video around the screen, but I need to look at where I'm opening the video first. Video phone up, mouse up. Open videos layer, no. It's like on touch end. Okay, maybe this is it. Okay, if world element layer is not null. Okay, this is where it is. So I'm creating an iframe, which is an HTML element. I'm setting its size, and I'm setting the link to the video. Don't need any of this. I'm adding it to the body of the document. And then I'm saving the reference to it so that I can remove it later. Okay, so this is where it all works. I'm glad I found this. I'm setting the height based on the resolution and the width. I love good orange juice. Ah. Okay. And I'm formatting the link. So you can do this too in your own kind of websites or web games. You can, on the fly, create a video and pull it from YouTube. And to do that, you go youtube.com/embed. And then it's the key for the video. And then you can set it to autoplay. You can set it to mute or not mute. There's all these options. Auto hide, border, the mode of it. There's all these options. You can add all these attributes so that the video and your web page functions the way it's supposed to. Let me just make sure no one's messaging us on Discord. I think we're good. Yeah, I've been looking at this strategic rock, paper, scissors game. It seems like a really awesome concept. I'm really excited to play it. I think on Monday. Yeah, so Monday's gonna be our big stream for sure. Okay. So what I want to do is, this is the way I want to open videos. I was opening videos a bad way that I want to change in other places. So this is, I finally found the correct way to load videos. This is it. So now let's go to where we open videos. Okay, so this is another way I was opening videos and it's not good. It's creating a video element and wrapping that in a div, and I was having troubles making it work the way I wanted to. So I think I'm just gonna comment all this out, and we're gonna create a new function and try to replicate the behavior in a different way. Okay, so the function is called open video. Let's save that. Okay. So let me just paste this code in here. It's a lot simpler the way I'm doing it now. Oops. Okay. Should we just see if this works when we open a video? Let's just try it. There's going to be a lot of work involved in this, but I think it's going to be important. We listened to that talk the other day that talked about the importance of moving away from consumable games and shifting into the realm of unique situation generators, and with the philosophy overarching that being creating live experiences that are easily integratable into your life, that are community focused, And so that's why I want to create videos and include them in the game itself. I think it puts me in the game. It creates a personal relationship with the players. And a lot of the game happens on social media. I don't consider the game to just take place in the game. People can share levels online and give each other feedback. So for me, part of the game takes place outside of the game. And so that's why I'm trying to encourage that and try to build this external community as much as I can. Many people try to build communities within their games. So, for example, the casual game Toon Blast, you form a group and you work together and help each other out and compete against other groups. I don't want the community and the exchanging of my game to take place within the game. That's bad. It should take place on social media where people are most of the time, where other people can see it, where it's more easily to share stuff, more exposure. So that's why I'm doing that. All right, let's just run it and see what happens. I think the audio sounds better. I think maybe every week I'm kind of still new at streaming. I shouldn't be saying that forever, but like, I think my goal is at least every week improve something. I know there's a lot to improve. I can't do it all at once, obviously, but I listened to it the other day. I saw the audio was pretty bad, so I think it was important for me to get that better. Hold on. All right, so to open the video. Let's go home, and it's in the creator. So like this is just one link to the videos. It'll be somewhere else, and it's like we'll have to work on this, but you can see all the tutorials for the different obstacles. I want to have different tabs at the top, so it'll be like, you want level design tutorials? Do you want obstacle introductions or whatever it is? Other videos, design maybe. Okay, so let's open the introduction. And so it looks like that didn't work. So let's make sure we have the log open. Could not read property width of undefined 5713. World element layer, okay. Just gonna go with this dot wide. This. Okay, hold on. So it should be, the width is gonna be half the screen. For left and top, I'm just gonna do 0, 0 for now. Make it simple. Iframe, so that's how we kind of position it on the screen, iframe, and I want to be able to move it around and minimize it as well, so we'll be updating this as dynamically as the player does stuff. Equals 0px iframe.style.top equals 0px. Let's try it again. So it opens up the video. It's a video of me eating toothpaste. If anyone cares about that. Okay, so let's make it open in the middle, maybe. So for top, it should be this dot. This dot heights minus, oh yeah, this is the left. So I'm using window dot inner width over 2 minus this dot width over 4. Okay, let's try that. Window dot inner heights over 2 minus iframe dot height. Does that work? Over 2. Let's just see where this lands. I'm not exactly sure if this is right. I'm too tired to think clearly right now. Cool, so it's in the middle. Okay, I'm surprised that worked actually. Okay, so another thing we have to do is, I want to have a phone, an image of a phone, like a pop-up behind it. So when you click a video, it opens up, and you should be able to minimize it so it goes to the corner of the screen. You should be able to move it around. There should be a link to go to the YouTube directly, stuff like that. So it's like a little video player within the game. Okay, let's try this. Okay, I'm just confused. Side phone pop-up. But I don't add the child. Why don't I do that? Do I add it to the div or something? That's weird. Let's just add it. Maybe I got rid of it for some reason. Wishing you a productive day. Wishing you a productive day too, Matt, man. Even though I know your day is a lot further along than mine. Let me know if anything's going on with the Hex Stars or mystery game coming up. Are you logging off for the day, maybe? You must be getting close to beer o'clock over there. Okay, so this is where I create the video. Let's add the background for the video. Beer o'clock is approaching fast. Sweet, I'm glad to hear it. You always make me jealous because I'm back in time compared to you. I appreciate you checking in and wishing me a productive day. Not logging off yet. Stressful day, work and personal stuff. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that sucks. That happens sometimes. I feel you. Let me know if there's anything you want to share regarding anything. Guessing probably not. At least it's almost the weekend. Hoping everything is at least somewhat okay. You'll be first to know when I get something cool to share, LOL. Cool. Happy to hear it. I'm first in line. Right now I'm working on this video stuff, so I was talking about how I'm trying to integrate the videos into the game a bit more, and I want people to be able to design levels and be able to watch tutorials of me explaining how to design levels and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. I'm trying to integrate social media in my game in a way that I don't see very often. So if we go to create, this is like the list of videos. Got to work on this pop-up. Okay, so you see the background. We need to close this video list when we do this. I think I was doing that down here, right? No. Let me just remove it instantly. This dot remove child. What's it called? This dot video list layer. Yeah, videos layer. Yeah, I'm excited for the stream on Monday, though. I think we got some people interested in showing off their game on the Monday stream, and maybe even offering promo codes for because it's a paid game or whatever it is. And so I'm excited to see where that's going. I'm really focused on this Monday stream. I want to keep expanding that the most because I think it's awesome to have like a playtest session where all indie game devs get together and we like play our games together and give each other feedback and you know, download the games, give them 5 stars and stuff like that. I feel like that'll be just like a good community kind of event to have once a week. So that's kind of what I'm trying to build towards. Okay. I love this freaking how fuzzy this is. So I want to make this video to fit in within this phone and probably go for a less blurry phone. So instead of phone, let's go to resource and see if we can find a bigger. Why is that phone so blurry? At the beginning, when I was trying to get my game first out there on the web like a month or two ago, I was having some just weird. I was having this problem where the longer you play the game, everything would start scaling up and scaling up. Do I have my glasses off? No, you don't. It is actually that blurry. I was trying to figure out this memory problem where like the longer you played, the game just gets more and more scaled out until it was impossible to play. And so I was doing everything I could to figure out what the problem was. I was like trying to make everything smaller, all the images, and so now I have a bunch of really small images, and that kind of is why some stuff is like pretty low res. But then I figured out the actual problem. It was a coding issue, a kind of a memory issue I figured out, and so now I have to kind of go back and like change all the images. So if I go to resource, you'll see where I changed it. So it's called phone. So I changed it to tiny phone. So let's just make this one big phone. And let's go back to main container, big phone. Let's see if that is less blurry. And let's also make this bigger. I want this to be, let's say that's like 0.75. Okay, it's off-centered, but that phone, look at the crispness of that phone. Such high quality. Just need to make it so it's more centered. I think we could probably just do that with the width. iframe.width over 2 should do it. I'm not sure if it's big enough. We'll see. Yeah, so when this phone comes up, I want there to be options. So there's going to be a button that says like YouTube, so you can go directly to the YouTube link. There's going to be an option for minimize. How many emoji shirts do you have? I have like 3. I basically have 2. I have one with a smiley face. I made one that was big and one that was small. And then I have another one that's like a level. I wanted to see if I could make shirts with a level on them. So my idea is that people could design levels in the game, and if they're really invested, maybe someday I could sell them custom shirts that have the level that they made, and maybe on the back like a one of those barcode things for what they're called, and then you could like just take a picture of your shirt, and then you could immediately go to their level and play it, and it's featured on their shirt. So I just wanted to see what that looked like, kinda, and it looked kind of cool. QR code, thank you. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah, just an idea. I just wanted to test it out, kinda. I should like make a bunch of shirts, a bunch of merch that I could just rep, even though I'm not selling it or anything. It's pretty fun to like make shirts, kinda, and like I don't know. It's like pretty easy to do with some of these online sites and stuff. Home. It'd be cool to like interesting. I almost made shirts for one of my own games. Okay, interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, I wonder. I don't know much about like. So my idea is like I want to make a community-focused game, you know, and a lot of these community-focused platforms, you know, on YouTube, not even game-related, you know, they make their money off of merchandise, not even advertisements or subscriptions or anything. Like they make tons of money off of merch, and I was thinking like, like people if they're invested enough to make a level in the game, like maybe they would like to have like the ability to show it off, you know. It's like kind of a creative thing, you know. So I don't know. I don't really know what projects are good for merchandise like that, what are not. Instead, made business cards for GDC. Gave 2 out. LOL. Interesting. Do you go to GDC? Like obviously GDC is virtual last year and this year, but at least I think this year. Do you go to GDC regularly? When I was working in San Francisco, it was perfect because GDC was like literally like a block away. You know, like. We didn't have to travel anywhere. It was like so convenient. I would go to like all the talks that I could that were interesting to me at least. Only been to one, the last live one I think. Interesting. I think I was probably there. We were probably there together. Yeah, I went to the last 2. I think that were live. Did your company pay for your slot? Hell yeah! No way I'm paying for a ticket. They'd buy a few passes, and then we would just everyone in the company we'd sign up for certain talks, and we would just pass off the ticket, the pass. I don't know if that's something you're supposed to do, but that's what we did. It was pretty cool. It's cool to have access to that resource without having to pay for it. That's another perk of working at a big company like that. I really want to... I didn't submit a talk for GDC this year because I feel like I want to wait for my game to be like on the App Store, you know, and maybe somewhat successful, hopefully, or maybe not, you know. I did Expo Plus because I had to pay for my own ticket, LOL. We met with publishers there, which was cool. Okay, yeah. I could see like conventions being good for that kind of... networking and business relationship stuff. I've heard from people like in terms of education, like unless you're just getting into the industry or you're looking at something really specific, I've heard that GDC is not totally worth it for the talks and stuff. Especially since like you know they release them online anyways. Like it makes sense. It's the networking and stuff that's most important. Hey, what's up, Kessels? Kessel says, hey man. Expo Plus, because I had to pay for my ticket. Yeah, makes sense, makes sense. Yeah. It was so cool. I saw Tim Sweeney. I literally just crossed paths with Tim Sweeney. I was like, oh my god, that's Tim Sweeney. You know, it's so cool being there, because once in a while you see a face where you're like, I know that person. It was nice. Had a week-long vacation in Colorado, then went to SF from Colorado to extend my trip. That's cool. I could see that you're in a certain zone, you know, like, yeah, nice vacation, exciting, then you'd go to this convention. That's super cool. Sounds like a cool time. Yeah, but yeah, I was outside the Moscone Center or whatever that place is called, if it's even held there anymore. I forget. I'm not really good at the names of those locations, but yeah, I saw Tim Sweeney cross paths. I'm like, what the hell? It's like the freaking CEO of Epic Games just crossed my path. Like, it's crazy. But I'm kind of a sucker for that kind of stuff. Tim Sweeney actually liked a tweet of mine a few weeks ago. I don't know if I shared that. I might have. So basically, all of my ideas are basically endorsed by Tim Sweeney at this point. So, create. What am I doing? Okay, so it's about the right width. We can maybe fix the phone scale a little later. So I want to add some buttons to this. I want to have a close button up here, YouTube link, and like maybe a minimize button here. And when it minimizes, you should be able to drag it around, and then there should be a button still to make it big again. It'll come back up here. So that's the functionality I'm going for. It starts muted, but I could change the attribute in the link to make it so that it starts with sound. It's up to me. Literally, this is a video of me eating toothpaste. Because why not? Funny story. After the days, everyone would use Uber and Lyft to get to their destination, and the regular taxi driver was so confused why no one wanted a ride from him. He said he's always busy after those conventions. All the nerdy tech people didn't even consider a regular taxi. That is really funny. Especially if that person's like, yeah, used to it. Like, that must have happened like 1 year. All of a sudden it's like, yeah, why are people using taxi? That's really funny. One time with some friends, I used to live in Walnut Creek, which is by SF, even though Uber surged the price. That's so funny. Like, yeah, when people get comfortable, especially like game developer kind of people, like I could see them just like all the nerdy tech people didn't consider a taxi. That's so funny. Oh man. One time we were kind of bar hopping in Walnut Creek, which is where I lived. It's like an hour, 40 minutes away from San Francisco, and our Uber driver was like this depressed person who used to own a taxi business. And so he used to have a thriving taxi business, and he used to be his own boss, and now he's driving Uber and literally he picked us up 3 times. Like, we kept calling Uber and he kept being him. And so it was just like this guy who's really bummed out, and like he's getting like these cheap fares for us to go bar to bar or whatever. It was pretty funny. I don't know. Yeah, it sucks for the taxi business too, because like it seems like Uber's, they're cracking down on them. Like, they destroyed the taxi business. You know, they hurt all these taxi drivers and that own their own businesses and their own cars and stuff like that. And now Uber's like, they're saying like, oh yeah, like you can't just not pay your employees. You can't just not pay for health insurance. Like, they should be considered full workers. And so now let's screw over the taxi industry. And now it seems like they are getting cracked down for it. So I don't know, interesting situation. Don't know why I'm talking about this, but yeah, that's a really funny story. You took the taxi. See, I could see everyone standing around on their phones, and you're just like, see y'all later, losers, and you just get in the taxi. It's pretty funny. One time I took a taxi from, I was really drunk after a company party, and I took a taxi. I was like, F that surge price, smart. It probably was about the same as the taxi, you don't have to wait. And in San Francisco, the surge price is even more dramatic. Yeah, one time I took a taxi from San Francisco to Walnut Creek, and it was so expensive, and I did it because I was drunk and confused. And then when we got there, I realized I didn't have any of my credit cards. I finally found something that worked, like some old card that I had a little bit of money on it or something. How much was it? It was $80 to $100 or something like that. It was like really depressing the morning after to realize that I did that. It was really expensive. It was insane. But the trains stopped running around like 11:30 or something like that. So like I had to get home somehow, and I guess I was too messed up to like get an Uber. I don't even know. I don't even remember what happened exactly. That might have been the time I slept outside. I'm not really sure. Good times. Okay, let's add some buttons. So at the end of here, we're gonna add a close button. Had a friend who puked in Uber and didn't know it until he called to complain about $200 charge on his card from Uber. Oh man, that sucks. Ugh, that's expensive. That's an expensive Uber right there. Yeah, we've had some close calls with that, but we always get the Uber driver to like pull. We've had to like pull over on the freeway, and someone like throws up on like underneath the bridge on the overpass, you know, or something like that. This one time, I took BART, which is the train in the Bay Area, one of the big train systems. I took it from San Francisco back to Walnut Creek, and the whole time I was sick. I was just like staring like at a certain angle and like breathing, and like literally the whole time I was fighting nausea. And then the second the train gets there, doors open up, I walk out, and literally like 1 second after I get out the train, get the trash can, throw up in the trash can. It was insane. Like it's a skill to be able to manage that like reflex or something, you know. This is Good Friday topic, you know, effed up stories and Uber stories. I left my phone in an Uber once, and it took me like literally like 3 weeks to get it back. It was crazy because like they couldn't confirm that it was me, and because I didn't have my phone, I had to go through all these loops and hoops, and the place where I had to go was far away. Had an ex who puked on my mom's car after going out drinking. Let's just say she's an ex for a reason. Oh no, like that would be so horrible to have that experience in someone in your significant other's mom's car. That is horrible. That's not a good look. Oh man. I'm so glad that I'm like not drunk right now. Like that's scary. Scary stuff, yo. We'll see if that changes later on. Yeah. I love exchanging stories like this. Everyone's got those like fucking stories. Yeah, that'd be really embarrassing. That would really suck. I would feel so bad. Like I don't even know what I would do with myself if I did that. Like especially since it's someone like you really know. Like it's one thing to do in an Uber. I would rather spend $200 honestly on the Uber than do it in like my girlfriend's like mom's car. Like that sounds like an awkward situation. Let's have the button. Close button. I'm wondering if I should create a new layer, because I'm going to have these buttons. I don't want them to be just persisting in the main container layer. I'm going to have to create a new layer. I have a side phone pop-up. Instead, let's create a video player layer. Remove child, this is a videos layer. Okay. I'm going to create a new file. Keep sharing those stories if you got any more. I think I've already told you about the time I had to sleep in a parking garage. There's another time where this is after I like got messed up and had to sleep outside, blah blah blah. It was at a holiday party, and I got messed up and blacked out real hard, like we were drinking before the party, and I only remember like the first 30 minutes of the party, and it was like a big holiday party in San Francisco, and the company was paying for everyone's Ubers because they didn't want anyone to get hurt and them get, screwed over. So everyone got their own Uber, and I was so messed up. I was gonna get an Uber, I guess. I don't remember this really. And then some of my coworkers, they said, "No, you can't go home. You need to stay with one of us." And I was like, "I think it'd be better if I just go to my apartment, since the Uber will literally take me to my door." Instead, this person who I worked with, her and her boyfriend dragged me through San Francisco for like miles to the BART station. Instead of me getting an Uber, they forced me and walked with me for like miles, and I like tripped and I almost like broke my ankle. I sprained it like so bad. I couldn't walk on it for like weeks afterwards. And literally it took us 2 hours to get to their apartment, going from train to car, walking, and I'm like, it would have been better if I took the Uber and it dropped me off at my doorstep. It was so frustrating. It felt like I got kidnapped low-key, but it's like, I don't know, if you're going to be that controlling person and like I messed myself up and I'm not able to be responsible for myself, like that's kind of on me at that point. But it was like really frustrating. Like this person has some like control problems, kind of. It's like, it was so annoying. And I was like so hurt for so long. It was crazy. Good times, yes, good times, exactly. There's sometimes I think back and I'm just like, thank God I freaking am still like alive here, like it's crazy. Like anything can happen, I feel like I'm smarter now, but who knows, maybe not that smart. Very interesting times. Okay, yeah, let's create a new file. You should use these stories to channel and pump you up for a night of drinking, man. They should be pumping you up. You gotta have one of those nights tonight. Alright. Those nights are only funny months later. The next day they hurt. I agree. Yeah. Like, it's hard to even put yourself in that position for me. Like, to remember how I felt, like, in those days after. But, like, yeah, like, it's always hell. Read Bachelor Party 1 above. Oh, wait, did I miss one? Oh, on my business partner's bachelor party, we met up with his wife's bachelorette party. Interesting, at some point in the night, and we got his grandma to go to the strip club. That is the most epic story I've ever heard. Oh my god. That is tight. Oh my god, that is so cool. Jeez. That sounds epic. That must have been so legendary. I hope you like recorded that and stuff. Honestly, I've never been to a strip club before. Oh. That's pretty tight though. I would tell that story for a long time. So interesting. It sounds like I'm guessing this grandma was like a pretty interesting character if they went to a bachelorette party and then went to a strip club. Like, only been to them on bachelor parties. They're usually nasty, but in a fun, drunk way. I could see that. I could see them being enjoyable. I think almost anything's enjoyable when you're at a certain level, but I could see that being especially fun. One thing I do is whenever I'm drunk, I walk into any room with my hands in the air. Any bar you walk into, what the train you walk into, you gotta keep your hands in the air, and that's how you make an entrance. That's my drunk advice for Friday. In a fun, drunk way. Yeah, all I know about strip clubs is what I've seen on TV shows, honestly. Challenge reward. Phone video layer. Let's open it. I feel like I'm hungover just by having this conversation. All of a sudden, I was like, "Why do I feel like I'm like tired and have a headache?" Like, I think mentally, I'm just like thinking about that stuff. Okay, so I copied another layer. I'm just gonna delete everything in it. Yeah, I haven't been to a bar since like freaking years because of the pandemic and because I moved out of the Bay Area, so I'm kind of on my own out here. So I haven't had a crazy night drinking in a very long time. So I'm kind of worried the next time it happens, it's gonna be dangerous. Because I'll forget all the lessons that I learned, you know? The only strip club I would actually want to go to is one in Las Vegas. Okay, that makes sense. I'm guessing those are a lot nicer. I'm guessing everyone's local strip club isn't, yeah, the most desirable place. Let's drink, says Kessels. I'm down. If it wasn't freaking 11 in the morning here, I would be so down. we should drink. Let's hang out. I think I read that you can drink on Twitch as long as you're not like focusing on it too much. I got plans at local brewery tonight with my buddies. Come join. All right, sweet. Where do I gotta go? Michigan, right? Michigan, you better leave now. All right. Alright. I'm gonna fly out of freaking. It's always somewhere evening. It's always evening somewhere. Good point, Kessels. No, to Netherlands. Okay, I don't think I would be able to get to Netherlands for a very long time because I would need to wait for my passport. But other than that, I would be down, Kessels. I'm gonna be like the Ocean Spray skateboard guy on my boosted board after the brewery. That's pretty funny. I was jealous of that guy because I listen to Fleetwood Mac and drink cranberry juice all the time. So I feel like this guy kind of stole my freaking vibe. Fly into Lansing. Alright. Why isn't it picking up Fresno? Does Southwest not carry? Okay, I guess I gotta drive to San Francisco first. That's not Lansing. Let me just do this on the Google. Fresno's is fat. That's the code. Alright. Fresno to Lansing. Oh, shoots. I can't, there's no flights today. Hope you're ready for all your social media to show you plane tickets for the next. Yeah, good point. I'm like, you guys, I don't actually want a plane ticket. Leave me alone. Ugh. Yeah, I can't get there tonight. Oh, sweet. It's only $1,000. Just drive to Cerro Gordo Mines. That'd probably be a little more feasible for me to do. All right. What if I dropped $1,000 on a plane to Lansing right now? That's pretty funny. Why is it so expensive? Is it because it's today or tomorrow? Like, I guess it's because it's so soon. Crazy. I saw the plane arrived at 4:20, so I guess that's the flight for me. $1,000 expensive flight. Flying into LAN, I think you're right that LAN is smaller and Fresno's is smaller too. So it's like I'm going from like mini airport to mini airport, and that's gonna be expensive. GRR is the big one, or DED. It's $240 if I go in November. What is it if I go tomorrow? Oh, cool. This one's only $600, but it's usually like $200 if you get it in advance. Wouldn't that be crazy if you're at the brewery and I walk in? I'm just like, "What's up, guys?" That'd be pretty funny. Oh yeah. You'll have to quarantine for 2 weeks before we can get a beer together. Yeah, that's another problem. Another reason why I can't go anywhere or do anything, really. With people. I'm so excited for this stuff to be over. Also, it's been, like, smoky outside for so long, so I haven't even really been able to, like... There's long periods of times where it's, like, you can't really go outside because it just stinks and there's smoke everywhere. Yeah, so I'd have to quarantine for 2 weeks, get the beer, and then I have to, like, pretty much quarantine 2 weeks after that. No nice breweries or bars near you? I've been loving patio beers during pandemic. Yeah, there's definitely some local breweries that are pretty good around here. I forget if... I think they're open. Yeah, I think there's patio... I haven't really been looking into it. I think we gotta, because in California there's like certain like codes that allow like say when you can open bars or when they're closed. I think they're open now because they just opened the movie theaters and stuff. I think you might even be able to go inside. Yeah, there's some nice local breweries like just like around the corner and stuff. Like it's pretty nice for that. There's like some nice local stuff. But I just haven't gone because like I don't honestly don't really know many people around here, and like since the pandemic it's like not really possible for me to like meet people really, so it's like all right, I guess I'll just you can go inside here too. I just prefer outside. Yeah, I would definitely prefer that too. It's cool that you can board to and from. There's one time in Santa Cruz where this high schooler we were driving to somewhere and we saw someone in our car saw this skateboarder who was like passed out on the side of the road, and we drove by and we like were checking him out, and he was like in a high school and he was like messed up just lying there, and we were like, dude, like we're gonna help you like get out of this alive, man. And we like took him to his fucking parents' house or whatever. I feel like drunk skateboarding would be awesome. You gotta record a TikTok when you skateboard. Maybe take a beer with you or something. I was thinking about doing a TikTok where I do the cranberry juice thing, but I just pour it on myself instead of drink it. But I can't skateboard, so I think that kind of ruins the effect. My town has like 3 to 4 bars within skateboard distance to me. Otherwise, you gotta drive 15 minutes to the nearest bar. Okay, interesting. I think I'm pretty similar. I live in like the smaller part of Fresno. I'd say there's like a few bars that you could skateboard to, like maybe a couple. Suburbs. Yep, exactly. Oh. Oh. All right. Yeah, I hope you have a good night though. Like, have a good time. 10 miles range on board is fun. Wish I lived in a bigger city though. For it though. Have you ever lived in a bigger city, or have you always lived in smaller cities? So yeah, I've mostly lived in smaller cities. Lived in Santa Cruz for a while with some friends, and that was a really cool place to live because you're like in the woods. You're like by the beach. It's a small town. Lots of cool little bars in downtown Santa Cruz. A little sketchy in places, but not bad overall. Um, and then I lived in the Bay Area for just like 2 years, and that was like my bigger city experience. It was so weird at the beginning because I was like, never lived in big city. Yeah, so when I lived in like, I didn't live in San Francisco, but like was there all the time. So when I first started like working and living there, it was so weird because like I feel like a total noob saying this, but like walking around, I was like, this is where I would go on vacation. Like it's so weird that like I have a job here. Like so crazy. Hometown vibes. Gotcha. That's cool too. I think both have their pros and cons for sure. Yeah. It's it was really fun to live in a big city though, or in the area of a big city though. Like as someone who hadn't before, that was really fun. Lots of stuff going on, lots of stuff to do. Like in Fresno, like I love going to like one of my favorite things to go for an outing is like I love going to like comedy clubs and stuff, and getting drinks there, and like I love stand-up comedy. The only stand-up comedy that I know of here is at like the pizza place, and it's like the amateur hour at the pizza place. Parents live in this town, family lives nearby, and then I decided to buy a house here. Oh, cool! You bought a house there. That's rad. That's awesome. And yeah, that makes sense. You're like near family and stuff. That totally makes sense to me too. Family is important to me. And I live with my family now, so that's something I'm trying to take advantage of while I'm here. Decided to buy a house here. It totally makes sense. And I feel like you're probably not too far away from some bigger cities if you really wanted that experience just for like a trip or something, right? Like in Fresno, we're kind of like a few hours away. I'm not sure if you're that far away from the bigger cities. But yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, like someone with you could totally like land a job at some like game company, in a big city, but like you're doing your own thing and you've gained all the experience that you probably would have gained at these companies anyway, so I think you have a really rad situation. It sounds like College Town, MSU, 20 minutes away, skyscraper, nearest city is 1 hour. Not too bad, not too bad. So like, yeah, you got some stuff around you. That's not too bad. I live in the middle of like the Central Valley, so it's kind of like Fresno's the biggest city, and it's not that great. And around it, it's just a bunch of like farm cities, Bakersfield, Farmsville, Hanford, cities that sound like that. So create a new file. I gotta add it to my project JSON. Yeah, it sounds like you said you were having a stressful day with work and stuff, so like it's gonna be awesome to like totally let loose tonight. Phone video layer. Source. Core UI video layer.js. Are your friends, are they in game development at all? Or are they kind of just doing other stuff and you're just friends with them from before or whatever? Since they added a new file to the folder, I got to clear the browser cache so that it picks up the new file. More. One of the friends is my business partner. Nice. Other longtime friend is not game dev at all. Cool. Gotcha. Clear. Yeah, like, so I'm living where I used to live when I was in high school. So, like, most of my high school friends, they've, like, kind of moved on and stuff like that. And my other friends are all kind of in the Bay Area and stuff like that. So I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere right now. Clear. It's awesome that you have your own house, though. That is really sick. That's another advantage of living where you are over a big city, because when I lived in the Bay Area, I lived like an hour away from San Francisco, and I was paying like over $2,000 a month for a little box that I lived in, a small studio apartment. House is cheaper out here, lol. Yes. Like, the idea of owning a house, I was like, I'm not going to be able to achieve that for a very long time. That's pretty rad. Like, the idea that you own your own property and stuff, that's really awesome. They say that's like the most important investment or whatever. I'm owning house for less than you paid in rent. That is the most depressing thing I've ever heard. Yeah. That's insane. and it's going towards equity, right? Whereas mine was going down the drain. Oh man, that's crazy. That's why so many people are leaving California. Like, I know, like, everyone knows about Joe Rogan leaving Los Angeles, but like, there's a lot of people leaving Los Angeles. There's a lot of people leaving New York, and they're all moving to like Texas and places in the middle of the country where it's like affordable to actually live there. I rented for a while though. Gotcha. Yeah, planning to rent for a very long time. I don't even like the idea of a house is like a fantasy to me at this point. Like, who knows when that's gonna happen? Probably when Emoji Pop makes like $1 million or something. Coming up with down payment sucks. Okay, yeah, that's like, you gotta earn up for that down payment. Makes sense. Yeah. Why is this loading? Yeah, it's pretty cool though. And it's hard too, because like, I was living an hour away from San Francisco, and like, you feel incentivized to live closer to the city. So a lot of people, once they start making money, they pay for an even more expensive apartment in San Francisco. Cool to say GameDev pays the bills. That is rad. That I am like really inspired by the fact that you've accomplished that. That is really, really awesome. Like, you should be really proud of yourself. I'm sure you are. That is really cool. Like, not many game devs can say that. Indie game devs, you know, that is really cool. And I feel like you're only going to keep going up, you know, so keep your house, you know, in Michigan, but maybe invest in some more properties once you start making the big money from your games, you know. You can buy a nice apartment in New York, buy a place in San Francisco. I'll come by and we'll hang out from time to time. Could always rent this one out. Yeah, makes sense too. Makes sense. Yeah, you're in a good position, it sounds like. Why isn't it loading? Pissing me off. Oh, I know why. Yeah, I'm hoping to have I'm gonna try to have a coding marathon this weekend. I want this feature and some other stuff to be done by Monday so I can show y'all what it's like. I want to get this game done and out there so that I can start making a little money. Like Matman, I won't be able to make as much money as Matman, you know, but it'd be nice to like start making a little money. I think it'll make me feel better. So I'm really determined to get this game out there so I can buy my own house someday, or at least, you know, afford an apartment. That was like the big thing about leaving my job, you know. It's like pros is that I can really start to like delve into the game design world and be my own boss. The bad thing is that I'm no longer, you know, making this comfortable money that makes people, you know, stay there forever, you know. So that was kind of a risk I think I took to leave, but I think it'll be worth it, you know. I'm pretty determined still. Okay. Oops. Being self-employed is all about taking the risks and taking them at the right time. That sounds very wise. That totally makes sense. So in that line of thinking, I can think of like 4 to 5 key risks that I had to take to get here. Interesting. Yeah, I'd love to learn more about that. Makes sense if you don't want to type it all out if it's too much, but like that's interesting. Like that, yeah, you had to take those risks too. I'm pretty interested in your story. So in that line of thinking, you said taking risks at the right time. I was like, I'm 24 years old. I have the experience. I think I need to do this. I might as well try it now. Yeah, too much to type, too much backstory. That's exactly why I said that. I'm like, that sounds like a long story. Yeah, like, but in that line of thinking, I'm 26. I am 26 too. So that's exactly what I was gonna say. I was 24, and I was like, I have some good experience. I have some ideas. Maybe I'd take a couple years to try to do this on my own. If it doesn't work out, I'm still young, and then I can go back doing whatever, and now I got this game, and I can keep going and still get a job, you know. So like, that's what I was thinking too. It's like, this is the time to do it, you know. Like, I wasn't, you know, I don't have any significant other. I don't have a family. I don't have, you know, anything tying me down anywhere, responsibility. So I'm like, this is the time to take that risk for me. So, and I also thought, even if it doesn't work, I'm gonna have this awesome ass game to show employers and be able to get a job later on, and maybe I'll be able to have some more agency because I've done this, and I can explain why I designed the game the way it is. It's, you know, it's like working at these big companies. You don't, as a game designer, you don't really get agency because you can't really prove that you're able to make these games and design them differently because you're never given the opportunity to. But so I feel like I needed to do that to be able to show people like, I can design these games. Like, we can design them better. You have to be able to trust me, etc. Maybe that'll help me out. I don't know, just a hunch, you know. But yeah, the age I think is a big factor. It's weird how life kind of happens like that. It's crazy. You have a house at the age of 26. That is so sick. That is awesome. I'm excited. Like, you got a long career to go too. And like, I don't feel 26. I feel 22. Interesting. I don't know how old I feel. I think I feel 22 too. Maybe 23. I think I feel like 23. I don't think I feel like I haven't aged since then. I feel like when I become like 28 or 29, maybe that's when I'll feel like 25 years old or something. But I'm with you. I feel like 22 too. A little more mature than me. Yeah. 22. I'm 23. Come on. Yeah. Oh, you're 22. Well, I'm 23. Ha. What month is your birthday? Okay, we got this working. So let me copy all of this stuff. May, okay. I am in January, so I am older than you. Oh, dang it. I wanted to be younger than you because you have a house already and you're younger than me. That's not fair. Old man. I remember like in like third grade or fourth grader, and people would be like, if your birthday was 6 months earlier, people would literally be like, ha, you're old, you're gonna die first, or like stuff like that. Like it was like that stuff actually mattered. I got a good deal on my house. Everything worked out for a reason. Yeah, that's I think that's something that just happens where you're right. Like usually things just kind of tend to work out for a reason. Like even the bad things, not every bad thing, but like sometimes the bad things happen to you, like it puts you on the right course or something. Not saying anything bad happened to you, but like if things don't go your way, or maybe something's good to your way, everything, all the puzzle pieces fall into place as long as you just keep walking forward, I guess, right? Okay, so this is gonna be the background, and this is gonna be the video. Let me cut this and put it in the new phone video layer. Did I tell you I had a window washing company before GameDev? That was an interesting time. I think you did tell me you had a company like that. Interesting. So you really hustled. That is cool. Like, someday when you're like a billionaire game designer, publisher, you're gonna have this amazing story to tell about like how like you hustled. Like Jay-Z, you came from the streets, except instead of rap, you're a game designer. And I said Jay-Z because I'm listening to Jay-Z now for some reason. That's interesting, though. Yeah, so I'm guessing you have some interesting stories about that. That's cool that, I can't even imagine, like, how you can, like... I can't imagine anyone supporting themselves and buying a house off of GameDev. Like, that is so freaking cool. I did not come from the streets. LOL, shout mom and dad from me in hard times. Yeah, when I say streets, I mean, like, yeah, like, not the streets, I guess is what I meant. I don't come from the streets either. Shout mom and dad helped me in hard times. I'm the same. My parents have helped me out, and I wouldn't be anywhere close to where I am today without them. I hustled, though. It really sounds like you did. You should have dealt drugs, though, or something. I feel like that would make an even cooler backstory, I did, ... I'm not sure if that's a joke or serious. JK, okay. I'm like, some people do that. Like, I don't know. You could have a window washing job and do that on the side, maybe. Those could be a compatible business model. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I've never done that either, for the record. If the FBI is listening, if the ATF, I guess they don't do drugs. Okay. So this opens it. Oh wait. So we're gonna open this dot phone video layer equals new phone video layer. Just realized I don't have the YouTube chat. I wonder if someone's listening to us talk about all this stuff and they're like, what is going on? Oh, we got a couple people. Sorry that I ignored you for so long. Hope you enjoyed the conversation. Batman says, there's still a lot of time where you can sell drugs. You're right. Never say never. What's up, Sakran? Hi, I'm first. Bye for now. Thank you, Sakran, for checking in every day. Satvik Gupta, hello. Sakran, always in YouTube. Represent. Yeah, represent Sakran. Yeah, Sakran is a real one. And Satvik Gupta, I have high hopes for you as well. I better see you just as often as I see Sakran. JK. This stuff. Phone video layer. Represent. A. So this is the background. Oh, I need to pass height in as well. Yeah, but it sounds like you're still hustling now, though. You know, you're in like a comfortable situation, but like you're grinding on the games. You got new ideas. You know, I'm sure you're always thinking of new ideas. You know, looking for the next crack that you can expose, and you know, so that seems like it's a really exciting time for you, I would imagine. Got Snapchat? I'll message mine on Discord if so. I usually post shenanigans on my story. I don't use Snapchat very often, but I would love to see your shenanigans. I do have Snapchat. Yeah, message it to me. That'd be awesome. That'd be dope. I stopped using Snapchat since I stopped doing interesting things in my life, but would be nice to see what you're up to. Nice to see how Michigan parties. I'm really tired. I'm having a hard time talking right now. I feel exhausted from, I don't even know. Oh. Is Snapchat out of style these days? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know, because like, I feel like it depends. I don't know. I'm sure like in college and stuff it must be huge. I feel like it's a little bit less in style, right? I think we need to bring back Yik Yak. Do you remember Yik Yak? It won't be a party night or anytime soon. Just bring a couple friends. Makes sense. But you never know. Like, if you've seen the Hangover movie, a couple friends is all it takes sometimes. Yik Yak, LOL. It's crazy how fast that came and went. But that used to be like such a big deal. I remember. Like, especially going to school, like everyone was always on Yik Yak. It was crazy. I miss Yik Yak. Don't kids make bomb threats or something and get taken down? Yeah, but that's part of the fun, you know? It's like an exciting social media platform where like, yeah, you can. What other social media platform can you make anonymous threats? You know, I think that's something missing in the modern social media landscape right now. I think we need to bring it back. Introduce a little anarchy. But yeah, I think people would be just like racist and threaten people, and then yeah, everyone was like, okay, maybe this isn't the best idea. I was at a party once in Santa Cruz, and someone was trying to convince me that they were one of the founders of Snapchat, but I didn't believe them. I guess I assume Snapchat isn't popular because there's a few times where like I'd ask like a friend or a girl that I met like if they wanted to swap Snapchats and they say they don't use Snapchat. I don't know if that's a nice way of rejecting me or if it's evidence that Snapchat isn't actually used. Snapchat remains more popular than Facebook among U.S. teens. The good news is that Facebook engagement remains strong in all other age groups. Why Snapchat is losing popularity. This is in 2019. Snapchat lost millions of users after heavily criticized a redesign. Celebrities say they no longer use it. Facebook copied some of its features for Instagram. Yeah, I used to love Snapchat though because it's like you capture all the moments and then the next day you all watch them. Like, so fun, you know? I love filming things too, so I would always, I don't know, I love filming things, so it was a great excuse to film and like do funny little videos. I like Snapchat stories more than Instagram stories. Yeah, I'm curious why is that. I'd love to know why you think that. But it makes sense that those Instagram stories, even if they're not as good, it makes sense that they kind of are boxing out Snap. It's 2017. Oh, wait. It seems like Snapchat's still popular. Maybe it's just who I'm friends with and who follows me on each platform. I don't really know. Instagram feels more public. That is a great point. I totally agree with you there. Like, yeah, there's so much. I'm not gonna post like, you know, someone's doing something stupid on Instagram story because like, yeah, as you said, everyone you've ever known will see it. Yeah, it makes sense. Like, people have tighter groups kind of on Snapchat. I could totally see that. Even if there's certain private features on Instagram stories, like no one's gonna mess with that, you know. So it makes sense. Snapchat's more safe. Snapchat users in the millions, they're increasing and their projections keep going up. Global users going up. Their daily active users continue to go up. Really looked like it exploded in like 2016 again. It was slowly climbing up. And then 2015 is where they really started to hit that. They were increasing like, it went up 13 there, 15, 21, 10, 5, and then around like 2016 it looks like it wasn't climbing as fast. 2018 it looks like it stalled. I've never sent a dick pic on Instagram. Yeah, I don't think Instagram was a very good platform for the dick pics. That's pretty funny. Yeah, but you see 2017, 187, 191, 188. So it actually went down. So like they had a bad year in 2018. I wonder if that's when Instagram stories came out. But then after that, they've been doing better for daily active users. 100 million US Snapchat users. That's like a third of Americans. What the hell? I'm guessing it's not active users then. Financial statistics. Quarterly revenue. Interesting. So in 2018 they were dipping. Oh, they had a huge jump in revenue though somehow. Something they did. And then they had another huge jump in 2019. I wonder if the get back to work LOL. I get easily distracted. You're digging too deep. Yeah, I'm just fascinated by this because I was curious about Snapchat too. It looks like the pandemic's having a hit on them because I'm guessing less people doing interesting things. But anyway, yeah. Sorry I went down that rabbit hole. Easily distracted. JK. Yeah, no, you're kidding. I just bought 10 shares of Snapchat. Snap Inc. Okay, open video. Okay, so now this is in its own file. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely work a little more diligently this afternoon off the stream. It's cool to start though with the casual and talking and stuff. Like, kind of gets me into it a little bit. Okay. Didn't work. Width is undefined. 8. Nice. I spelled width wrong. Okay, I opened the video, but it didn't open the image. Let's see why. I don't know why. Is the height over 2? Maybe I need to do inner height. Window.inner heights over 2. Yeah, but like it's awesome to hear your success story. Like honestly, it gets me motivated. Like I want to get this game out, get it on the app stores. I got a lot of work to get there, but you know, like hearing success stories like yours, you know, I think it motivates everybody. So it's awesome to hear that. Home creates. Okay, getting closer. Okay, I know why this is happening. It's a grind, man. You got this. Thank you for the encouragement, Matt, man. I think you're right. Whenever I'm like lacking motivation, I just think about my experiences at Jam City and the people working there, how badly I want to kind of disrupt the way these companies are designing their games, and my competitiveness kind of keeps me going. So the Y is this to height of 2, it should be 0. Okay, so let's add some buttons that we want to add. I was starting to add the close button. Imagine working for someone else. Yuck. That is a great, great point. Especially since my first, yeah, garbage. You are right. Yeah, I gotta think about that because like my first experience, I was hired as like a junior software engineer at some educational tech company, and they didn't care about me at all. They made me skip all my classes the second half of college. I was driving 2 hours to and from to work, and I skipped the classes because I was like, I need a job after college, so I have to they're making me work. Like I can't go to my classes, whatever, you know. And it was really stressful. And then the week after I graduated, I signed a lease on an apartment. I don't know if I've told you this. I signed a lease on an apartment, $2,000 a month. And then literally the week after I graduated, right after I signed the lease, they just randomly laid me off. And I was like, I just like didn't go to anime classes the second half of the year because I thought I was gonna have this job. And you just randomly cut me off right after I made this like year-long commitment to an apartment. I was like, oh wow, like working for other people can suck. Like even if you try your hardest, they can just lay you off. Like, and I worked so hard at that job, it was insane. They screwed me over so hard. And then, you know, at my next job, I had a lot of problems with management. Taught me a lot about how not to be a boss, but taught me also how much it sucks to work for someone. Like literally, it's insane how awful my freaking boss was. It was insane. Red X button, that's what it is. Like literally, I was working on the job off hours really hard to make this really incredible stuff that would really help the company. And I don't know how much I can even say about this. I left one of my jobs because my boss. I think it's a common thing. Makes sense. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, a lot of people have problems with their bosses. I think being a boss is really hard, and most people probably aren't that good at it. I'm really grateful for the experience of having a bad boss because it taught me a lot about how to be a good boss, honestly. Like, maybe I'd be a bad boss if I didn't have that bad boss experience. Like, literally, like, for working hard, my job was threatened. Like, people were saying that they were going to fire me because I was doing a good job, basically. And it wasn't long before all those people were let go because they sucked. And I had to put up with their BS for so long. And to this day, they think that it's my fault that they got laid off. So it's like, whatever, guys. Sounds so weird. Yeah, it was crazy. It was really weird. Afterwards, everyone kept coming up to me and was like, we heard about what happened to you. We are so sorry. Like, everyone was telling me that. It was crazy. And, like, even my coworkers, they were like, dude, like, there was something weird going on there, like, after the boss left, you know? Like, it's crazy. Weird. Did you get laid off or quit, Jim? Said, I quit. I was getting promoted, and I walked away from a huge promotion. So it was tough. It was a tough decision. But I was also so burnt out after working so hard and, like, them screwing me over. Quitting looks better on resume. That's a good point. So, yeah, I definitely did walk away. Wow, that was tough. Yeah, so everyone around me too was like, we would kill for that promotion. Like, why are you walking away? And I was like, look, I just think this is the best thing for me. I was a game designer and I was promoted to an engineer, but I didn't want to be an engineer. I wanted to be a game designer. But when I was a game designer, the best thing that I could do for the game design was code. So just coding all this stuff. And they were like, we're going to make you an engineer and we're going to give you this pay raise. And I'm like, I don't want to be an engineer. I want you to make me like a game designer. And so that's kind of where the split happened. So like, I love game design. I'm sitting there like learning machine learning and stuff. And I'm like, what am I even doing here? Like, this is not what I want to do. Like, this is insane. Like, but yeah. I'm so grateful for that experience though, working there, because like it taught me so much it taught me like all of the things that they do wrong, you know, those are how you learn, you know. So I would have if I didn't work there, like I would know nothing, you know. And I'm excited because I want my game to compete with companies like that. I know it sounds like a stretch, but that's just kind of the person I am. I like to shoot for the moon, and I want to make them pay. I want them to suffer for what they did to me. You know, that's like the inner motivational speaker inside of me or something. You know, I'm kind of a resentful person or something. Oh, why is the phone not showing anymore? Oh wait, main container. I thought I fixed it. 0. Oh, I need to give it the heights. But yeah, I think all those people, they must think that I'm like this egomaniac, which I don't agree with. But I don't know. It's really interesting. I'm really curious what they think of me over there. I think I don't know. It's pretty interesting. I miss like working with people though. Like I was always training people and interviewing people, working with artists, working with engineers. Like that's like the one of the things I miss though. Like working in that collaborative environment. So pros and cons, you know. I just saw your Discord message. I'll add you after I finish this. Okay, it's working. Yeah, but this has really inspired me, this conversation. Like, I'm really excited for this week, and I'm just gonna code 24/7 and see how far I get. You better not add me. You'll be jealous. My 5 o'clock beer is coming quick. Oh man, that's pretty funny. I'm gonna add you. I'm gonna live vicariously through you. I think that'll help me. Don't burn out. I'm burnt out this week. Makes sense. Makes sense. I feel like I don't feel like I've worked. I don't think I worked as hard as you this week though. So I think I deserve a little burnout this weekend. You definitely deserve a break though. I'm burnt out this week. Makes sense. Yeah, I feel like burning out though makes the alcohol that much more enjoyable though. You know. But yeah, I go through that. I go through periods of working 24/7 for weeks, and then go through weeks where I literally like I can't work anymore. Like my mind just won't let me, you know. So I'm like, I need to figure that. I need to figure that out for sure. I reset pretty well on weekends though. Okay, that's good. That's really good. That sounds important. With how hard you work, if you weren't able to reset on weekends, that would be really difficult. I think part of the reason I had to leave Jam City is because like at the end I was like, I've been working every weekend like since I freaking started working here, just to try to do the things I wanted to do. So I did kind of learn a lesson in terms of burning out. At the beginning I was like, I'm never gonna burn out. I'm working all the time. It doesn't matter to me. And then I was like, oh, okay. I suddenly am not able to do anything. Like, not healthy. Okay, so the close button. Let me have a new variable. It's gonna be this.phone heights. And we're gonna set that after we scale the phone. Okay, so the Y is going to be this dot side phone popup.y plus this.phone height minus this.close button.height. Alright, so close button is going to be at the top. I'm going to add a few buttons at the bottom. Side phone pop-up. This. Yeah, but my plan is, I was thinking about trying to submit a GD talk this year, but decided not to. I want my game to be ready. Next year, I want to submit a GD talk. I want to give a Jason Ward level talk. You know, that's my goal, you know, with what I learned about mobile game design and what I've done here. So I love GDC talks. It would be like such an honor to, you know, do one myself. The deadline was the end of September, I'm pretty sure. Although I did give a GDC talk. Not really, though. Okay, button is way too big. That's weird. This is me. I'm pretty sure you've seen this, my GDC talk. I got a lot of views compared to my other videos because everyone was like, it's a pretty good clickbait. It was like the day of GDC that I released this, and because GDC was canceled, and like everyone was like, what the heck is this? And then I posted a clip on Twitter, and Notch retweeted it, or Notch commented on it and stuff. I think he retweeted it actually, yeah. I've seen it. Funny stuff. Nice. I was pretty sure you've seen that. Side phone height. I think I need like a minimize button. Let's add that. I'll use the close button for now and put it on the right. Want to see something cool? Yes, hell yeah. I think I want to play that Factorio game over the weekend, maybe try it out. Speaking of things that are cool. I want like a simulation game like Factorio or Tropico, where like instead of actively playing it, you can just like keep it open and like just once every like 20 minutes you have to do something, you know? I love those kind of games. I wish there was like a more passive simulation game that I could just play while I work or something. But yeah, I'm definitely down to see cool things on Discord. Bugs and feedback. Whoa. Oh, interesting. Dark mode. This is cool. Thanks for making this mock-up. I like what you did with the rounded aim box a lot. And I love, you're right, the black looks really cool. I like it. Makes you think, huh? Yeah, you're right. I like that. It makes the colors stand out a lot more, I think, too. Yeah, I agree. I think rounded aim box, that's something I gotta include. I like that a lot. That's really cool. Yeah, I like the black. And it's off black, not harsh full black. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I dig it. Let me look. Yeah, there's only one black obstacle, but I could totally like make an alternate version of it that's like gray or something, you know? Or like give it an outline. That's really interesting. I could, for example, I could have black webs and make them like white. That'd be so easy for me to do when it's black. I like that a lot. Thank you so much for making this. This is really inspiring. I'm thinking like, interesting. What's your opinion? Like, should the game, what do you like better, black or white and as the background? And should there be both options? I'm just curious what your opinion is. Should there be both options? Should this be something where there's like a button in the corner that you hit to switch it? Or should I only include one? I'd be really curious what you think of that. Yeah, this is interesting. Another thing that we could do, I don't think this is a good idea, but you could do like the world is black and the levels are white, or vice versa. I'm guessing it should be consistent. Yeah, I'm just curious what do you think the implementation for this should be? I really dig it though. Yeah, I didn't think it would look this good. It really does look good. It's easier on the eyes, make emojis pop. I totally agree with you on that. It really does. The contrast, I think, is a lot better. Makes me feel like it should be default. Maybe light mode option. I think you're right. I need to think about this, but I think you're right. Like, great point. Like, just the contrast of the emojis is better. So, like, that should probably be reason enough to make that change. It's interesting. I think I should change this for the next update and try to implement this dark mode. Thank you again so much for doing this mock-up and showing it to me. I think I should make this change, and I could always just see what people think of it, you know? I do dig it. Oh, there's another one. Not right background image makes you think. Right, yeah, so this is something I was thinking about yesterday. What kind of imagery or pattern could I put back there to make it look like that? Because as you probably know, all these bubble shooters got these creative backgrounds. Panda Pop's got these like bright ones, and they try to make the top, they'll like include all the bright green at the bottom, but it's too similar to the green bubbles, so they try to make it the top like sky and darker green, it looks like. And so like every world in Panda Pop, they have a brand new background. So we could maybe study these to see what kind of imagery would be best. Bubble Witch has got their own backgrounds too. I feel like they might, I don't know if they change every world or not, I forget. Maybe they don't change every time. Look how she's winking. Okay. Okay, this is just for the boss mode. So for them, they have different backgrounds for each different mode. That's another interesting thing. And like, so for the speed mode, it'd be cool if I had like an if I use like a background image, it'd be cool to maybe have a different version for speed mode to convey that. And I might pursue other modes in the future too. That's Bubble Witch 2. So they like in the section where the bubbles are, they like make it like lighter, and they got a lot of the concrete kind of imagery stuff towards the bottom more. This one's a lot darker. This is Bubble Witch 2, or yeah, it's 2. I want 3. Yeah, so again, they got the more darker substantive images at the bottom towards the middle, and like a sky kind of thing at the top. They got a moon in the background, so that's not like distracting, but it's still an object up there. This one's all purple. This one's got coins and stuff. Another thing could be, it could change based on your streak, or maybe it doesn't change, or maybe it does change based on streak, based on mode, you know, like all these things are possibilities. But yeah, again, heavy objects at the bottom that set the scene, and like wall ceiling at the top that are more neutral colors. Interesting. So this one's pretty solid, but it's got some imagery, but it's all like monochrome. That's interesting. This is fairly monochrome, but it's got some variation in color, but it's all grayed out so that it stands out from the emojis. These are all brighter than the Bubble Witch ones. Those were more darker. This one's darker. It could change based on the world. It could also change based on the screen. So like in the game, like every phone screen, every screen of worlds has a different background. Maybe that could be correlated to the background or something. This one's interesting. I should just like try one of these. World map. Ooh. So I see what you did here. This one's like got that change in shade going up. I like that effect. That looks good too. I really like black, I think. Yeah, I like it too. But after seeing this, I wonder if maybe it does need some variation, you know? Like I'm wondering if it does need to be shadowed or something. It does have a certain appeal because it's solid. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think maybe this will get a little old, but I like this effect. I feel like maybe we could do something like this. Interesting. Sit on it. Think about it over the weekend. Great idea. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Like I was like, oh wow, like this is awesome. Like this could totally change the visual of the game and in a way that's not too difficult. I really dig that. Thank you again for experimenting with that. Phone up over there. Phone background C. Rounded box is really nice. I totally agree on that. That is a change that we need to make. I'm currently drawing it, and instead get rid of the draw box. I agree. Rounded box. It affords hitting it more, and yeah, the boxy stuff everywhere looks a little weird. I got rid of the boxy buttons. I think it makes sense to make things more curved, looks more polished. I totally agree. Phone background. Phone background C. So one thing I was wondering is, let me try this. Gameplay layer. I'm just gonna add a background that I just already have in the game and just see what it looks like. Even though I think I could probably go with one of yours probably instead. Maybe I'll try the solid black too and see what it looks like on the game. Maybe I should just add it here. It's not test phone BG. $4.99 consulting fee has just been deducted from your account. All right, sounds fair. I shouldn't. If I could have gotten that flight to Michigan, I would have bought you a beer or something. I think that would have covered it. Yes, consulting fees all go to beard money. Okay, I should have suspected that. That makes sense. That should be a given. All right. I think I did this right. Let's see. Just want to see what this would look like. Just like an image that's darker, kind of. I'm sure there's be problems, but I just want to see some of this stuff. I want to see what it looks like. I'm gonna try the black box next. I think the off black. Hopefully I did this right. I might be drawing white over it actually. Yeah, that's what I thought. So where do I draw the right? The white. Draw rect. Not there. It's probably in bubble layer. Let me change this so it's in bubble layer. Okay, it's not scaled the way I wanted it to be. So this is like an image that I already had. It's like a purple background. It's the contrast I don't think is that great with the emojis. Let me try black background. Blur it. That might be a good idea. PS, filter blur, Gaussian blur. Cool, that's a good idea. Before I do that, I want to see what it looks like with the black. Gaussian blur. Thank you for that Photoshop tip. I see what you're trying to do, Matt. Man, no, I'm just kidding. That's helpful. Let's see what it looks like with black. Black's still better in my opinion. I think you're right, which is why I wanted to try black first, because I think you're right about that. So this is like an off black. I have to drop yours. Off black, I used 18, 18, 18, 18. That's great to know. $24, $24, $24. Oops, I made it off white actually. That was my bad. 24, 24, 24. Is that's the equivalent to 18, 18, 18. I think this looks like a close to that color. The background of the engine loading. Okay. Yeah, the contrast is better. And like I could change some of this black stuff down here. Yeah. I like it. Interesting. I dig it. Let me try going lighter just out of curiosity. Gives it a different vibe, that's for sure. You're totally right. Yeah, that's another thing to think about is yeah, what it looks like, which I think is better, but also what is the vibe it gives off? What are the affordances of that vibe like? And I think it's still like kind of affords like a casual general audience. Like I think the white is a little friendlier, and the black is a little more arcadey, and I like both of those, but so this is a little lighter. Do you like it because it's new, or is it actually better? That is always the question. That's a very good point. I think you're right about. Let me open up the white one. We can look at them side to side. I ask myself that every day. Totally makes sense. Yeah, it's definitely a problem game designers gotta wrestle with. Yeah, so this is what they look like side to side. But the emojis are totally different colors. Would it be crazy to make the worlds white and then the mini levels black? IDK, I like white now too, lol. I think it has a friendly aesthetic, the white. Could offer both. That's definitely a great option. Do you think having the background be black for the mini levels, do you think that's something that might be a good idea, or should be consistent? White is more friendly. Yeah, I totally agree with you. And like because it's a casual mobile game, like I think that friendliness is important, kind of. But if I was thinking if I used black for the star levels, like it became black once you played a star level, that could kind of afford like, oh, like this is the challenging part, like show the increase in intensity maybe, or something. Yeah. Because you're saying you're right. It could also just be something that you flip. That could be cool. The only thing is to flip it. I'm guessing you'd have to go into settings, because I don't know where I'd put it on the top, and like then many people probably wouldn't even notice it. Could work. I wouldn't flip back and forth all the time because it would strain eyes. Okay, that makes sense. Interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna think about this over the weekend. Let me know if you think about any of this anymore. If you have any thoughts on it. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it gray for now and just play with it and see what I think about it. Let me try to make it like gray. I'm just curious what that would look like. I think I decided I just liked it because it's different. I like white better, but yeah, I think over the weekend totally makes sense. I might post this on like Twitter, Instagram, see what people think or something, you know? I don't really post on Instagram very much, so I was looking for stuff like this to post. Like visual stuff. I should be able to just save this, but I made it so you can't use the right mouse button. In PCs, it's a lot harder. Yeah, screenshot Saturday. There you go. This is gray. Gray ain't it. Yeah, I think you're right about that. I'm curious what like a light gray looks like. It's just something that it's been white for so long that I'm like fascinated that it looks different now, you know? So it's kind of fun to like just experiment a little bit. I think I agree. Like, I originally liked this light blue one, but I could see it looking like a little like cheap or something. You know, like I would expect to see this in like someone's game that they kind of just push out there, maybe. But I do like the effect a bit. You know. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I think white is probably best. Ooh, interesting. New idea in Discord. Yeah. I like this. Just as like a concept, this kind of image, you know, like that's interesting. It needs to be like the perfect image. That's my Unity skybox. Oh well, that's pretty funny. It needs to be like the perfect image in order to not look like I just got it from Google Images, you know. And like that fits the art style of the game as well. Another thing that's another option I just like to think of every option possible, you know, is like some kind of like pattern that kind of slowly animates. Not very. It's not. It can't be very distracting, but like colors shift or like shapes kind of fade and out. That'd probably be hard to pull off though. But yeah, this something is interesting. Another interesting thing is like the aesthetic I'm going for is like everything is about like the phone and the emoji, you know. So like, what kind of image for the background could kind of convey that sense, you know? Um, and still look really appealing. Like the background of a phone, kind of dark blue, like Twitter dark mode. Dark blue, like Twitter dark mode. And opening up Photoshop. No GIMP. Well, since you helped me out, I figure I might as well do you a favor and use Photoshop, right? Even though I guess I'm not really doing you a favor by using Photoshop, but um, open Downloads. Okay. Looking for the frickin' thing that gets the color. Oh, here it is. Eyedropper. Click color when that color picker open. So it's 21, 31, 43 for the lighter blue. 21, 31, 43. You did it a different way, but gets the job done. Nice. Okay, you said click color when that color picker opens. Okay, I see. Ah, gotcha. Shortcut. Thank you very much. Okay, I guess they both work. Gotcha. Oh. Okay, this is what that dark blue looks like. I feel like it should be lighter. That's what the dark looks like, but I thought it seems like that should be lighter. I don't know. Oops. 30, 48, 70. I don't know. I think it looks a little gross, but curious what you think. I stepped away, got hard seltzer, baby. Hey, it's starting. I'm excited for you. You got a pregame. You gotta be a little buzzed before you get on the board. White's still best in my opinion. Okay. I think you're right. I think you're right. I'm just curious, like, what these kind of foam backgrounds look like. Like, I'm guessing, yeah, they're not gonna fit. They have a totally different style, you know? Like, the emojis are so, like, minimal. White plus rounded rec. Yeah, I think you're right. I'm gonna implement that rounded rec this weekend for sure. This is a big help, thank you. It's good to at least explore these options, and I think a dark mode would be so easy. Might as well just do it, you know? And people I know prefer that sometimes. Yeah, these are two like real. Most of the phone backgrounds are like realistic kind of things. I wonder if like maybe it could be a thing. Like I don't know what you think about this, but the player could collect backgrounds and choose their own, kind of like the phone background. You kind of make your own. I like the idea of black, but I think yours fits better white. I think you're right. I think that's an astute conclusion. I think the friendly factor, like it breathes more like a casual air. I don't even know how to say it, you know? I wonder if people would care about like unlocking backgrounds or if they don't care at all about that. Let's look at the older ones. Would be hard to come up with many good backgrounds to unlock. I think you're probably right about that. This is like white with some texturing, kinda. I'm guessing it won't be good. Like, just any image that I see of a background, like, if it looks at all has any sense of realism, I feel like that directly contrasts with the cartoony, minimal art, emoji art. So I feel like you're right that I'm not gonna be able to find any kind of background that looks good. Okay, what about this for black? It's got like a textured gray. This ain't it. Too far in the rabbit hole run. I'm glad I have you to tell me when I'm too far down the rabbit hole. Yeah, I think you're probably right. I'm just gonna save some of these just in case. Some of these are better than the backgrounds I was looking at before, but I think you're probably right. It's still not it. That ain't it, yo. So I'm two opinions sometimes just to give the best feel I can. Oh yeah, like you should give your feedback as strongly as you can. I've never thought that it's been too strong at all. Um, Even when I work with other game designers, like it always works best if everyone just states their opinion as forthrightly as possible. I think that totally makes sense. Oh, I found. This is the background. Creepy ass clown. Ever since you changed the save login button, I've been more relaxed. Yeah, sometimes I might have to fix a couple of buttons to kind of uh, relax you a little bit. That makes sense. Yeah, I think you're right. I'm just so curious because to find some kind of imagery that works, I think would be really cool. But I'm thinking you're right that it just might not be possible. All right. Um, some type of gradient would be what could work. Yeah, let me try some of those gradient images. If anything other than solid color. I think that's a good point. Let me just try them. The ones that were gradients. I'm just curious what it looks like because I saw the gradient that you posted. I just want to see what it looks like in the game. Just directly. But I found some online. This stuff is pretty interesting to me. And it's so quick. It's so easy to quickly test this stuff out, you know. Grad 1 res grad 1 dot ping. Grad 2 is JPEG. Where's grad 3? This is a JPEG as well. So 2 and 3 are JPEGs. Yeah, because it would be nice to have some character in the background. You know, that would be amazing if it's possible. And like, clouds are a cool idea too, though. That's not a bad idea. The clouds would need to be like designed like perfectly though to match this kind of minimal aesthetic. So I like this a lot. I think this is really close. I feel like the clouds need to be less detailed, just because of the art. It's so basic. So like if it was like more like a cartoony cloud, maybe I could see something like that. Maybe it'd be cool if there was like a little bit of movement too or something. Just very subtle though. Let me just try some of these images real fast. Grad 1. It's a little too zoomed in, but that's okay. Yeah, the cloud idea is interesting. Uploaded one on Discord. Okay, interesting. I'm adding it to the game folder right now. Okay, so this is a gradient. This is not too bad. Obviously, we'd change it and stuff, but like, this isn't that bad. Like, it's not perfect. Like, I have an opinion. You think it sucks? It's not good. Okay. That's good to know. It's just, I thought it was gonna be awful, but it's not. It's not. I don't think it's as awful as I thought it was gonna be. Like, this makes me think that there could be some gradient that works. So maybe it's worth something experimenting with in the future. Let me try 2. So 2 is. Thank you for that feedback, though. You don't have to worry about it affecting my feelings. Go ahead and tell me. Like, I am desperate for your expert opinion on this stuff. This is great to hear. Not awful, but doesn't help anything. Yeah, you're probably right about that. This second one is like a dark one, but it's got a texture to it. I'm just curious what a textured black would look like. Oh, well, this is different actually. This is awful. That is really bad. This one is the worst. You take me out pretty good for a game dev. We've talked about this, yeah. That's something I try to think about all the time is no matter what feedback, try to keep an open mind. I'm trying to do that with every aspect of my life now too. This one I think is really bad though. This one is really, really silly. Like why would there be water droplets? I thought I put a different one in grad too. That's weird. Yeah, because you just gotta personally, like, if I'm like offended by feedback, that means I'm personally attached to things that I shouldn't be personally attached to. So that's a problem. But yeah, we've talked about that. It's funny, but not right either. I love that. That's pretty funny. That used to be like a classic iPhone background, though. I don't know what this one is. So this has like a texture to it. So it's like the kind of it's close to the color you posted, but it's got these gray dots. I don't think it fits, but I don't think it's too bad. And you can take feedback when I told you I hated your UI and you actually started to improve it. That was a great that was awesome. It's a great example because that was like one of my first time streaming. I was really starting to get started, and like I was planning. That's what I was saying. Like I was planning on doing all this other stuff, gameplay focused, and you said I hate the UI, and I was like, good point. I see your points. Let's do it. And then you sent me the mock-up, and I'm like, perfect. Let's freaking pursue this. So yeah, I'm still really grateful for that because without you, literally like the UI would be the way it was before, and I'd be hating myself like without knowing it. So I'm really thankful for that feedback you gave me. Makes sense. I think maybe if black works, it has to be textured in some way that makes it friendly. This may not be it. The dots look kind of annoying maybe. It doesn't really make sense, but main screen getting a little cluttered, but IDK how to improve it. You're right, that is cluttered. Hard not to clutter with all them features. Makes sense. One thing I could do is like show one trending level at a time down here to save room. So we just show you one featured level basically that a user made, and then maybe you can just a little button to change the next one. One thing I was thinking is originally I was thinking of like combining the play and create buttons. So this was play, and then I'd cut the button off here, and it would have like a pencil here, so you could create. It's not your main in-game UI though, so it's much better than before. That is a great point, totally great point. And this is what you see first. This is what you spend most of your time in. So getting rid of the clutter there was brilliant. Like, and I would have never come up with that on my own even maybe. So like I am really in debt to you for that. So yeah, I was thinking originally I could like split this button into two right here, so in the corner of it it's like, oh, or you could play, or if you hit this part of the button it's to create, and maybe get rid of this row here and maybe to get some more room like that. I could kind of collapse these social media buttons into one thing that opens up or something. So it takes some experimentation, so I think it's possible to declutter this a little bit. I don't plan on adding too many features beyond this that would need to be represented in this UI, so that's a good thing at least. Yeah, this UI stuff, this is something I've never had to deal with. We always had a UI UX person that was control of it all, and we didn't have much input, so a person would never have all the social media buttons, but I think it makes sense for your game versus my games. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think that's a good analysis of that. I could replace it with just one general follow button that opens up like the social media buttons in a pop-up like this or something. Maybe if we cleared up trending levels UI would give us more space. I think that's a good idea. It doesn't need to take up this much space. Maybe I don't need to show all of the things in the level. This was when I had this when I was on its own page, and you'd scroll through all these levels and you'd see what the different ones have, and it was like a list. I don't think I need that necessarily, and people are sharing levels hopefully on social media, hopefully eventually. Maybe we clean up trending levels, or excited to hear this next thought. Yeah, I was thinking it could just be like one. I could like make this like the size of like one of these buttons almost, like, or something like that. It could be something that like I don't think all these UI elements need to take up full width. Don't be afraid of blank space. Makes sense. Don't think all these UI elements need to take up full width. So like the trending levels, that doesn't need to take up full width. I think I agree with that 100%. I think that should be something I pursue. Like make this the size of one of these elements. Just think on it. Yeah, very good feedback. Thank you. I'll mock up another day. Oh, that would be so sweet. Thank you so much for your help. This is like, I am indebted to you for sure. I I could make some of these buttons at the top smaller, like the create and folder. Like, that doesn't need to be so big. And I can kind of leave a little empty space, because you're right, it's like literally covering the whole thing. Yeah, if you mock it up, I would love to pursue that again, as we did before. That could be awesome. I think where we could gain the most is this trending level. I need to redesign this for sure. And it even has like a label above it. This literally takes up a third of the screen at the bottom. I think that's totally unnecessary. I could combine create and folder into one button as well, almost. Like, or you open up the creator and maybe there's a folder here. We'll see. I just noticed it's getting cluttered. Yeah, very good point. I was thinking like create button smaller, folder, you could go to create and it's kind of inherently in the create you could have access to this folder. Maybe it's a pop-up. So right now the folder looks like this, where you scroll through all the levels. I could easily repackage this. I get surprised every time I see the background. I could easily repackage this within a pop-up that you access within the creator. So you go to create and then you open the folder. It's kind of silly that this is here a little bit, so maybe I get rid of that. Yeah, these are really good points about the clutter and the white space. So yeah, definitely a good idea. One more background to try out. I just wanted to see what the cloud one looked like a little bit. Yeah, I'm excited to kind of keep perfecting the UI because I think it really improves things without being ridiculously hard. Oh, it's not even an image file, it's weird. This wouldn't be right how it is, but I like the idea of it. Yeah, I like the idea of it too. This is great because the clouds are less realistic than the clouds here. It fits with the minimal emoji aesthetic, and I like the pattern. I like the color. Yeah, of course you have to change it. Like, the exact pattern appears a little different, blah blah blah. But yeah, like this is the kind of cloud that I think would maybe look better. Yeah, this is too maybe patterned, but I wanted to save it. I like the idea of clouds at the bottom and sky at the top. Interesting. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. I like that. You can make your own that fits more. I just ripped from Google. Cool. Makes sense. Totally makes sense. I could totally do that. Yes. I just like to see them with the emojis, so that's why I keep opening them with the game, so I can see them in contrast, kinda. I got to going to bar now. Nice. Have a great time. Excited to see that Snapchat. I'm gonna live vicariously through you until I get to my barrel clock. Best of luck. Thank you so much, Matt, man. Hope you have a great, relaxing weekend. So excited to play your game in the near future. Thank you so much for all your help. The game would not be where it is without your help. Like, seriously. So thank you so much. I'm like really grateful for all your help. Like, seriously. Streaming is a little good for exposure, but the best thing is working with you on this game. Like, this has really helped me out. Like, you have skills and perspective that I do not have, and has really helped me out. So, have a great weekend. Thanks for chatting with me. Go get hammered, man. I'm gonna try these clouds in the game. Hell yeah, man. Happy to help. Nice. I'm so glad you're happy to help. We're all gonna get there together, I think. Grad 4. Oh. White. Why is it not working? Resource. Grad 4, grad 5. Grad 5 should be working. Ah, ping. Thought I fixed that. Alright, trying to get the one that Mattman just sent. So it scaled a little too much. Let me try 4. Why isn't it working? Grad 4, resource. Grad 4 ping. You know. Bow. Okay, interesting. So this is like a light color. It's got some cloud textures. Obviously, we need to work on it, but interesting option, like something lighter with some kind of pattern to it or something. I like it in the clouds. I don't know. This might be a good idea. I'm gonna think about this. I'm gonna go get lunch. We've been streaming for 3 hours. Thank you all for watching. Let me make sure I haven't missed any more chats on YouTube. Okay, we're good. Thank you all for watching. This was a great stream. Thank you again out there for Mattman for helping me out with this. Pretty exciting stuff happening. I'm going to work my ass off this weekend and this afternoon, and I'm so excited to show you what I got in store on Monday. And on Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we're going to be doing our big indie game feedback playing session where we all play the games on the roster that indie devs have made, and we give feedback. And I would like if people could give them 5 stars. I know that's important for game dev, so I figured that's a great way to raise awareness about the games a little bit, and mostly to give feedback and stuff. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm gonna go eat lunch. I'm starving, so